was Ricky Byers.
Recording in progress.
The sun is rising on me today. I needed to hear that. I wanted to hear it. I hope it was good for you. This is a sanctuary of the Spirit. I am Rev Greta Sesheta. This is a part of the 7-Pointed Star Ministries, broadcasting to you live on Zoom and Facebook and YouTube every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. Pacific Time. Grateful for those of you on the East Coast and other places that tune in where you are. Thank you for being part of this community. Thank you for being here. Oh, I have some wonderful things to share with you this morning, and the first of those is our centering prayer, our opening prayer. And so we just begin at beyond the beginning, bring our conscious awareness present here and now, in this time and space, wherever we are, whoever we are. Each of us is here as an instrument of the one life, an instrument of the divine. Each of us is unique and special and here to fulfill a divine and perfect purpose. Each of us gathers this day, joining hearts and hands in a circle of light and love, recognizing the one power and presence that is God, the life of God expressing as this ministry, expressing as spiritual communities everywhere, this day, any time, recognizing the power and presence that God is, the all good of God expressing through and as our life and as this service. We give thanks that this is already so and already perfect, and we allow it already to be what it is. Blessing LaVon Hardison, our musical inspiration this day, her loving heart, her devotion to God, her beautiful voice. Give thanks for the contribution of each of us that go together to create this whole life in God. And for this and for so much more than words can begin to say, we just give thanks and abide in gratitude and allow the Spirit of God to have its perfect way. And so we say, and so it is. Amen. Thank you again for being here. Well, in the same way that I wanted to start with the sun is rising today as a kind of a very gentle way of moving this morning, LaVon Hardison has a beautiful offering for us, a musical offering, and a chance for us to participate in a way that we don't always have an opportunity to. So, LaVon, thank you for your yes. Thank you for being here. Thank you for this opportunity to be with you.
Thank you. Thank you, Rev Greta. Good morning, everybody. It's good to be with you today, as always. This morning, I just want to share a beautiful song by Karen Drucker, and we're going to kind of sing it as a lullaby to ourselves and also have a chance to meditate with it as well. So I will begin that in a moment when you'll hear a bell ring. And just go ahead first and start off and just taking a few breaths. There we go. All right. As you take that breath in, allow it to fill your chest and then release. One breath at a time. One breath at in, one breath at a time. And if you want to sing, you can. One breath at a time. One breath at a time. That's where grace comes in. One breath at a time. One step at a time. One step at a time. That's where grace comes in. One step at a time. One thought at a time. One thought at a time. That's where grace comes in. One thought at a time. I want you to just once again take a deep breath. Allow your shoulders to relax. Allow your forehead to relax. Allow your throat to relax. Unclench your hands. Unclench your feet. Take a deep breath and feel that belly loosen a little bit. Accept the safety of this moment. Claim that safety for yourself right now. Allow that space right now.
Thank you so much, Levon. That was beautiful. Again, I want to welcome you all. Some of you have joined in the quiet time, and we've had a beautiful centering moment with Levon, reminding us to just take one breath at a time. I think it's part of the simplicity of my idea for today's service is just some of the simplest things are the most powerful things and the most important things in our lives. I'm grateful and thankful to be with you this morning and to have this opportunity. I'm grateful to see our friends that have been with us for such a long time and some new people that are joining as well. Last week our topic was tending your garden of light, and it was right after the Soul Sisters reunion that was so wonderful, and I keep meaning to have the plant to show you that we planted there. And so I just use that same theme to remind us that we are, each of us, a unique and beautiful flower in the garden of God, and each of us has a flower, has a garden that we're responsible for, and how the thoughts that we think are the seeds that we plant, and they determine what our life becomes, and how The soul of us is the soil, which determines how the garden is going to grow, and that's based upon our spiritual practices, our ways of seeing and being, living in the light of the divine. And this morning, I want to begin with a reading of a short story that was retold by Sister Joan Chittister, who is a Benedictine nun, and she tells this story in a book that's called Woman's Strength, Modern Church and Modern Women. And the piece is called What Makes Our Enemies Enemies. So this is the story that Sister Joan tells. It's the story of a young person who came to the monastery, really delusioned with life, but she wanted to find a shortcut to enlightenment because she was afraid that a hard, slow process of study and meditation she wouldn't be able to succeed at. And so the elder that she met said, "Oh yes, there is a shorter way to enlightenment." She says, "I'll put you to playing chess with one of our older sisters. And whichever one of you loses, I will cut off your head. If the old sister loses, she will wake up in paradise. If you lose, since you've done nothing so far with your life, you will deserve it." And when the game began, the young woman played for her life. The chessboard became her entire world. She was totally concentrated on it. And though the early stages of the game were a near equal struggle, the younger woman finally took advantage, and the old sister's position began to crumble. And then the young woman saw the worn face of her opponent. She saw her intelligence and she saw her sincerity. And this wave of compassion came over her. And deliberately, she began to make one blunder after another in her opponent's favor, until finally her own position was completely defenseless. And then the elder leaned forward and upset the board. She said, "There's no winner or loser. No head will fall here. Life requires of us only two things: concentration on what is important and compassion for the other. You have just learned both. Pursue that spirit, and enlightenment is sure." That's the end of the story. Concentration on what's important and compassion for the other. Although, of course, we're remembering that there really is no other. But can you imagine yourself in the position of the young woman wanting to find a shortcut to enlightenment? Can you imagine making the choice that she made, knowing what the consequences would be? The choice to have compassion for the other. So we're gathering here, and for me this is morning on the West Coast, and the light is streaming through the windows, kind of like a liquid golden color. It's reminding us that the divine has infinite ways of revealing itself. And a lot of the things that appear to us are not equally precious as, for instance, liquid gold. Sometimes we get confused with so many things appearing from so many different places. And I'm reminded of when, you've probably heard the story of Moses going to Mount Sinai and being there for 40 days and leaving the Israelites at the bottom of the mountain. And that when he came down after 40 days and 40 nights, he carried 2 stone tablets. And written on the tablets were the 10 Commandments. And he was excited to share with the people. But when he saw them, they were dancing and celebrating around a statue of a golden calf that they had created by melting all the gold that they had, because they wanted a God that they could see. And they thought they could follow a God that they could see better. And they made this calf, this golden calf, their God. And it was such a disappointing setback for them. And Moses was so upset about it. They thought that this God that they created out of glitter was the same thing as the presence. They mistook it as that it could possibly be the same thing. And I'm thinking about how often we might do the same thing. We mistake something that's glittering to be gold, to be the precious thing itself. We mistake the shimmering for the substance. We mistake the reflection for the actual source of the thing. And so the topic this morning, everything that glitters. Shakespeare said, all that glitters is not gold. Often have you heard that told. And I know that we have often heard it. And we believe that it's true, and yet we can be blindsided and misdirected towards accepting something as being the goal that we're going for, to go for the goal, but we end up getting something usually much less if the thing that we're going for is not the actual thing. So in this time of, scrolling through screens and fame, being famous today and infamous the next day, there's a lot of the fool's gold of celebrity and influence and social media validation and collecting as many toys as we can to be with the people that are living right. We polish that fool's gold until it kind of starts to gleam and it's polished, so it starts to look pretty good to us. But it's not actually the authentic thing. Some of you may remember Arthur Ashe, who was a famous tennis player and also advocate. I went to UCLA with back in the day. But he said, remember that it doesn't have to glitter to be gold. Gold doesn't have to glitter. That's the paradox. All that glitters isn't gold, but the gold itself doesn't even have to glitter. That's not part of the essence of what it is. And so we need to take care not to be distracted. Like I was distracted right then by seeing myself on Facebook, kind of like a few seconds behind what I'm doing here. I don't want to be distracted by that. I want to be present here with you. So I get to turn that distraction away out of my view. Real gold has nothing to do with the artificial surface of things that sparkle. There's a big difference between glitter and glow. Glitter, you put on something, you put it on from the outside as something external, and it's kind of applied on the surface. And it can have these little fragments of things that catch the light. So it seems to sparkle. But broken glass does the same thing. As opposed to the glitter, the glow is something that comes from the inside. It emanates out. It radiates. It's like a moon at midnight in a dark sky. That luminosity. It's like the ember of a bonfire coals. is like a candle glowing in the darkness. It's something that comes from within that is essential and part of what we see as glow as opposed to glitter. So the true gold remains after adversity seems to burn everything up. It's what the precious essence of what remains. The piece about what makes an enemy, when we look at the person, we don't see ourselves reflected back in them. We don't see that we have the same love of life. We don't see that we have the same fear of abandonment. We don't recognize ourselves in the other. And here we are in this day and time, with many people appearing to be different, to be part of the other, and yet they come right into our vision, on our television, on our computers, on our devices, on our airwaves, all these different things. And we're living in a time right now where we can see children that are starving in Gaza and Sudan and a lot of other places. When we can go to the refrigerator, open it, and find food that's spoiling there because we had so much we didn't eat it all. We're hearing about people being denied their health care, people that seem to be others to some people, maybe not to all of us, but to people that have power, health care being taken when, if I start to not be able to breathe, I can grab an inhaler and stop an asthma attack. But other people don't have access to an inhaler. We see families being torn apart by threats and deportation. But we think, well, our family is safe right now. They're not coming after us right now. Although any of us could be next, because any of us can be perceived as the other, and therefore dangerous, and therefore to be kept separate, and therefore to be kept under control, in containment. And so we're aware of these systems that are just glittering with prestige and privilege and power. We don't see many systems that are based on faith and oneness and love or support. Right now, in these times, right in the midst of everything that's going on right now, we are being called to be a gold standard, to be individuals that are yearning for fulfillment and alignment with what is good and what is righteous and what is true. The gold standard of the Spirit sees these things, is aware of these things that we see, the circumstances, the things that are going on, and it asks, how can this be? And it asks, what would I do if I had no place to sleep except out on the sidewalk tonight? It asks, what would I do if I had nothing to eat except what I could find in a trash can? What would the me that is that person do? Last week I went and I took one of my daughters to LAX, and you know how you have to pull in and you can drop somebody off really fast and and then get out of the way before they come to frighten you away. But right there on the curb, I actually saw this big trash bin, and it had a label stuck on it permanently that said, "No scavenging in trash cans." Can you imagine? No scavenging in trash cans, meaning we know that you're looking in here for something to eat or something that you can use, but you are not allowed to do that. What kind of a system could be in agreement with that kind of an idea? The same system that says, kick all the homeless people off the streets, just move them anywhere, we don't care. As if they are not the same spiritual beings having a human incarnation that we are. That is the thought of many people. That is I, and me, and you can do the best you can do. So the golden standard within me says, how can I help? What can I do to make things somehow better? To help this to be a world that I want to live in. And there's a simple rule. And it's called golden because it is precious. And it is simple as it can be. And it is powerful as it can be. And you know what it is. Do unto others as you would have others do unto you. How could that work? That I do to you what I want you to do to me. Well, it's easy when I realize that we are one, that we are the expression of God in these different kinds of packages and experiences. I mean, it sounds so simple, and it really is so simple when I'm not blinded by what is appearing, when I'm not blinded by what is glittering. When I am blinded by what's glittering, I can't see what is gold. I have no connection to the golden rule. What? To think of you as me? And you know, I have this picture here on my desk, and I just looked at it, and it was looking at me. And we don't know what this master teacher actually looked like, but this is a representation. And right when I said, when I look at you, I looked at him. He taught the golden rule. He followed it. He told us this was the way. But we've gotten so fancy and smart and intelligent that we're following other kinds of rules. Like, go for yourself, get while the getting is good. So this simple formula, it's a way of transmuting, way of transmuting lead into gold, transmuting glitter into glow. This golden rule, it has the ability to transmute scarcity into abundance and strangers into family and fear into love, avoidance into acceptance. And this teaching is in every religion, in almost word for word. The Buddha said, hurt not others in ways that you yourself would find hurtful. If this hurts me, don't do this to you. That's pretty simple. The Prophet Muhammad said, none of you truly believes until he wishes for his brother what he wishes for himself. And the Talmud says, what is hateful to you, do not do to your neighbor. So all of these teachings reflect the same eternal truth that is golden, that we are all one life expressing as the many. So I saw a picture that I could hardly look at of a mother holding her child. And what you could see of the child was mostly the bones under the skin because there's no food. Because some power has blocked the ability of the mother to have food for herself and for her child. And the golden rule would ask, what would you do if you were the parent of that child? When we encounter a stranger who has been dropped in a country that they've never even heard of before, they don't speak the language, all they have is what they're wearing. And the golden rule asks, what would you ask for if you had been transported in the middle of the night to the middle of the Sahara Desert? What would you be seeking? If you heard of an elder person who was in treatment for cancer and now there's no more medical care for that person, what would you pray for if that person was you? The truth is, you are that person. Each of us is the one life in expression in the way that we experience it right now. And I believe that we've all lived many lifetimes and probably been in those situations in different lifetimes, or maybe they're to come for us. But at this time, where is my heart in this? Can I believe that following the golden rule could make a difference in this life that I'm living? Could it be that simple? Just to do unto others as I want them to do unto me. What kind of a difference would that make? All the difference in the world. All the difference in the world. Because whatever it is that I am giving out is coming back to me multiplied. And so the way that I'm treating you is actually the way that I'm treating myself, because I feel and I sense and I'm aware of when things are out of alignment, when things are not in a place, in a position of wholeness, of oneness. The golden rule calls us to be a standard for compassion and for kindness and for generosity and for righteousness. I mean, it sounds like an old-timey word, I know, but it just means goodness, wholeness, harmony, peace. What I'm saying is that the transformation for the world starts with the transformation within every one of us. Every one of us matters. The peace that we think that we want, it can't start any place but within us. I know you know that. Practicing this rule is something, it can be ongoing. It is not like, okay, well, I did this today, so that was good. But everything that happens throughout the day is an opportunity for us to practice this rule, to put the rule into practice, as opposed to breaking the rule. So when the dog next door starts barking way early in the morning, and when the cashier is just so slow, you just can't take it. It's an opportunity to change our irritation into understanding, our judgment into compassion, and our separation into connection. So I know you've had like lots of chances for this practice. The other day I was on the phone almost for an hour with Apple Care. And each person passed me to the next person who was going to help me. And I ended up talking to 3 different people. And at the end, they still hadn't figured out anything that could really help me. I had the experience of being on the phone about my online newspaper and how this bothersome block keeps coming up, telling me that I need to subscribe when I've already subscribed. And I was talking to this woman, and she had a very thick accent, and she was talking so fast that I could hardly understand anything she was saying. And I just felt this energy rising, was like, let me talk to your supervisor. I can't understand what, it was just like, and I could feel it. And I could also feel myself deciding, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do the best that I can do listening to her, and I'm going to thank her, and I'm going to do something else. It was just a chance. And these chances come all the time because these things, life keeps unfolding in the way that it does. And sometimes it looks like a big, horrendous thing. And sometimes it's like just the smallest annoyance, but it's all opportunity for that settling, centering, breathing, realigning ourselves with I do unto others as I would like them to do unto me. It's no guarantee that they're going to do to me what I want, but my part is to think about them and to speak to them and to respond to them in the way that I would like them to think about and speak and respond to me. On that phone, I was thinking about righteous indignation. I don't know if there really is such a thing, because indignation doesn't seem righteous, yet anything that is righteous and real seems to be okay. But the righteous indignation, there's a difference between that and me just being pissed. The righteous indignation flows from loving, and it seeks a restoration. And the anger flows from the ego, and it seeks getting even and getting back at somebody. So the righteous indignation says that this can't happen like this because this harms God's creation. And the ego anger says this can't happen like this because I don't deserve to be treated like this. You could feel the difference. And it's really easy to dress up my righteous indignation in my ego energy and feel that my indignation is pure, when it's really my pride that wants to be expressed. So maybe the test into what it is actually that you're feeling is where it leads you. If it leads you to greater compassion and a greater sense of justice and a more of an opportunity to be in service, or does it lead you to feeling right and superior and self-satisfied? So many opportunities to follow this rule or to break it. And some of that may be just habitual. This is just how we handle stuff like this. But how we handle it may be really against the law of life that says we are one. So on the phone, on the highway, standing in line, sitting in a concert, you can choose what glitters, like trying to get attention, demanding recognition, shining when the spotlight is on you, or you can choose what glows, radiating kindness, being unconditionally loving, honoring what other people are going through as you honor what you are going through. So we can't really create peace anywhere if we don't have it within ourselves. We can't heal the wounds of the world without healing our own hearts. We can't feed the masses if we're starving for love ourselves. We can follow this simple rule to do to other people what I want other people to do to me, which clears up a lot of confusion, really, when you think about it. That makes us golden standards of integrity and kindness and generosity. A new way of saying, I'm a spiritual being having a human incarnation. This is how I flow. I follow the rule. We are one. The golden rule sees the refugee and the resident, the patient and the powerful, the seeker and the citizen. They all breathe the same air. We all came from the same place. We'll return to the same place. We all want the same fundamental freedoms to love and to be loved and to be accepted and to matter and to belong and to be able to contribute. This is true for me as a person. It's true for us as our community. It's true for us as our country. Everywhere, this simple rule. Wise, thoughtful, conscientious people follow. They do their best to follow the rule. Because it just feels good. It just feels right. It is right. Everything that glitters isn't gold. Don't mistake the glittering distractions for the golden reality. Don't be content to just shine only when conditions are perfect. Take the opportunity to be aware of the glow that comes from within you. All the gold that we've ever really wanted is within us. It is who we are. We don't have to go chasing after fool's gold. Make fools of ourselves. In the final analysis, we really are the seekers. More than the seekers. We are the gold itself. We are what we are seeking. Vessels of love, instruments of peace, bearers of the light. So this week, the suggestion is to follow the rule. Just decide for yourself, just tomorrow, that you're going to do unto others the way you would like to have others do unto you, no matter what they do in response, because you're not responsible for their response. You're only responsible for, just try it for a day and then just look back and see, oh yeah, here I broke the rule, here I kept the rule, there I kind of fudged it a little bit. See what unfolds for you at the end of the day. And then the next day, see if you want to try again. I would love it if you would try for the week. I'm going to try for the week to keep the rule of doing unto others, thinking about others, speaking to others the way I would like them to speak and think of me. And I'll report next week to you how well I did. And the invitation is for you to do it. You don't have to wear a sign, I'm practicing the rule. Nobody will even know but you. If you want to try it, or if you just can't try it because things are just doesn't work that way, it's okay. Wherever you are on the continuum of your willingness. And just planting a seed, and we'll see what can grow. The golden rule, realizing that everything that glitters is not gold, and the gold doesn't glitter, it glows. And so we again take a breath and we relax and let go, anchor ourselves in the presence, Give thanks for this moment, whatever this moment is for us, of however it looks. There's no judgment here. It just simply is what it is. And God is all. God is all, everywhere present. All good, all gracious, all intelligent, all wise, all loving, all compassionate, all forgiving. We align ourselves with this presence. We put aside the golden calves and the other things that glitter, and we allow the pure gold of the Spirit to wash over us and through us, in us and as us. And we find ourselves here in alignment and in attunement, embraced by the holy presence that knows us, that knows our divinity, that recognizes our oneness. And we allow ourselves to be bathed and to be supported and to be blessed and to be loved and to accept the all good of God that is here for all of us and each of us everywhere, whoever and whenever. There is no other. There cannot be. There are many who are confused, and there are many who are lost, and there are many who are frightened and afraid. But we are all one in different stages and phases of our life and our understanding. And we are all blessed. And each of us is here to bless everyone who appears to be other. We are here to bless those that we love and hold dear. We are here to bless those who are struggling with a challenge physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. We know the presence of God where things look awful. Of course God is there. Of course God is loving. Of course God knows the truth for each one of us, and our knowing this makes a difference. It might seem like it couldn't possibly make a difference, but it makes all the difference to know the truth, where the truth appears to be absent and non-existent. We see the presence of God everywhere. We look to see the best of everything unfolding for everyone. We look to see ourselves sometimes struggling with being forgiving or being kind. We want to give as good as we've gotten, but that is against the law. And so there is that within us that is willing to accept the law, to follow the simple rule of doing unto all others as we would like them to do to us. This is God's grace unfolding as our life. We give thanks for this. We give thanks for the truth that sets us free. We give thanks for the opportunity to live our life as golden beings. We give thanks. We give thanks. Even and especially in these times, we give thanks that God is real. And abiding here in gratitude, we just let this all be so. We let it be what it is meant to be. And that is only good. And so we release this prayer, release these words. They don't end here. They're only just beginning. So we simply say, and so it is. Amen. And Ashe. Thank you. Levon, I'm so happy that you're here. What do you have to share with us?
Well, your talk was talking about golden.
Yes.
bit. So we're going to think about Miss Jill Scott's version of Golden today.
All right.
I'm taking my freedom, pulling it off the shelf, putting it on my chain, wearing it around my neck. I'm taking my freedom, putting it in my car, wherever I choose to go. It will take me very far. I'm living my life like it's golden. 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 I'm taking my own freedom, putting it in my song, singing it loud and strong, grooving all day long. I'm taking my freedom, putting it in my straw. I'll be high stepping, y'all. Watch me as my joy unfolds. I'm living my life like it's golden. I'm living my life like it's golden. I'm holding on to my freedom, can't take it away from me. I was born into it, it comes naturally. I'm strumming my whole freedom, playing the God in me, representing his glory. Hope that he is proud of me. I'm living my life like it's golden, golden. I'm living my life like it's golden, the golden. I have as much right as the other fellow has to stand on my 2 feet and own the land. Freedom is a strong seed planted in a great need. I live here too. I want freedom just as you. Whoa, I'm living my life like it's golden. I'm living my life like it's golden. It's golden.
Have you ever faced something that seemed
Living my life like it's golden. Thank you, Levon.
I loved what you said. It really puts a new turn on that song for me.
Yes, and I was listening to it in a different way as well, an expanded way of thinking about it. Living your life like it's golden. What a gift.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh. Thank you for being here today. I'm so delighted. It looks like everything got broadcast in the places that it was meant to. Thank you for sharing this ministry with your friends. Thank you for sharing it on social media. Thank you for contributing, for donating to the ministry. You can find me on Zelle and Venmo and PayPal under Rev Greta or Greta Sesheta. I appreciate those of you that send a check, and if you would like the address, I'm happy to share that with you. Always delighted to have people here on Zoom, and if you would like to join us on Zoom, just email me at revgreta@me.com. I will give you the link happily. I'm really happy that more people are finding me on YouTube. I did the last 2 weeks have a little challenge with Facebook with getting the broadcast to come on. And maybe it's kind of a sign of the times, because I think I'm really kind of moving in the direction of maybe doing only YouTube and Zoom. On YouTube, you can find all of the talks that I've done. all the ones from the last year up, and I'm putting all the others for the other 5 years up as well. And there also are little short 1-minute reminders and things there on YouTube that you can see. I know Ricky is having her devotional today, 11:30 to 1 Pacific time, and you can find her online on her website or YouTube, or you can go to her house. I may get there myself today. It's always a wonderful sharing in music and prayers and wonderful fellowship together. You have an assignment if you choose to accept it for this week, just one day at a time, to intend to follow the rule, or just say, not for me, that's okay. That's all right too. But I'll report to you next week how I did, and I'd love to hear from you how you did. So thank you again, Facebook friends. Thank you, YouTube. Thank you.
Thank you.
My friends here on Zoom. So happy to be with you today. Happy to have you here. Have a wonderful week. God is loving you. You're loving God. We're in this together, and it's all good. Thank you all. Take good care.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rev Greta. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rev Greta. God is loving you too. Thank you, Rev Greta.
We're in this together as the one that we all are. Everywhere. We're all one energy.
Thank you all. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Rev Greta.